Hey, what's up grinders? I am Zard and this is Gems of War. So, it seems after all I'm going to record a PvP video for this week 13 of the season 0. Earlier today there were some kind of problems when entering PvP battles. It resulted a cliffy error when you tried to finish the battle, but the devs managed to fix that in a rather quick fashion. And on top of that, the regions were updated as well. So we have a couple new regions or restrictions for this week, and we're going to hop on those right off the bat. Bay of Stars restricted by Urska, first time. And this is the team I'm going to use for the first battle. So we're using Wand of Stars up top, and then we are using King Mikhail, who explodes a row and deals magic plus 4 damage to all enemies. And also gains enrage when matching brown gems. However, we aren't going to use King Mikhail up top. We want to use Wand of Stars for the quick mana generation. And in the last slot we are using S0-W13. This troop gives 3 to 10 mana to all other allies, then summon either Ragnagord, Nutcracker, Tannenbaum or Kris Kringle. Or those summons can be okay if you lose troops, you can get more VP that way when you finish the battle with 4 troops. But the main thing why we are using Theodorich is that Holiday Wish trait that creates a wish gem when my turn begins. So we have King Mikhail who explodes a row, and we have Wand of Stars who can also do some kind of exploding and match those, or let's say destroy or explode those wish gems. And we know that when wish gems are exploded or destroyed, they will grant full mana to either 1, 2, 3 or all of your troops. Also, there is a little bit of backfiring going on that maybe if the 5th option happens, the enemy is going to get full mana as well, but that's not that big of a deal. Let's try this team. We're using Titan Glass to get 50% start to our hero, and the Dust Storm will help, of course, as does Lightning Strike. So we can't explode those gems right away, so we have to get our Wand of Stars going. That happened pretty quickly. Now we spam the board and get our troops up, and now we deal damage with King Mikhail, and now when we get our turn back, we are going to explode this row over here that the wish gem is going to be exploded. This way we are going to get mana to our troops, keep that going, and one more, and that's a match. Okay. The other team is pretty much a similar case, but I figured to build a team for those who don't have Wand of Stars yet. We're using Ruthless Defense, one of these Kingdom exploders up top that explodes brown gems and grants a random status effect to all Urska allies, and then summon a Urska troop if you lose troops. Again, using Titan Glass for the 50% start. For the Storm Aura, Thunder Fist also helps with King Mikhail. All yellow allies gain 1 magic. Rock Solid, Lightning Strike, Fortitude, always great talent. But for this case we are using Urska, who gives 50% start to all Urska allies. So we are a little bit of a better mana situation right off the start of the fight with King Mikhail when using this. If you don't have this Ruthless Defense, I think you could slap just Mountain Crusher over here or any other exploder that you happen to possess. Let's try this team. Try to get your mana generator up by matching greens or purples. There, then we are exploding brown gems, and because these are surrounded by brown gems, we are going to get some mana from that explosion. And we are continuing destroying King Mikhail, or actually we are using King Mikhail to destroy those rows that have those wish gems. We're pretty lucky with the mana generation. Again got our King Mikhail up, and one more cost, and I think... Wait, they are having incredible amounts of HP! Uh-oh. Well, let's keep going then, I suppose. Okay, we could take that. We could do that. Oh, I'm entangled! What's happening? Oh yeah, Urska Druid entangles an enemy and creates 6 green gems boost by entangled enemies. Oh well, let's do this. Then we are going to explode the board. We aren't going to get this wish gem exploded, but I suppose that's fine. Now our King Mikhail is up, and now there's a match. Huh, that got interesting. Right. Winter's Reach are restricted by Stormheim troops again, so we aren't going to play in this region. I'm just going to show these teams quickly. Doomhammer, Balder, the Onyx Giant, Mistralus with Titan Class, and the other team is this a ginormous cleaver team, should I say. One of these Kingdom Mana Generator weapons deals magic plus 7 damage to an enemy boost by Stormheim allies in this case, then creates a mix of 6 blue and yellow gems for each Stormheim ally. Valkyrie transforms a selected mana color to blue. Combatialos deals massive AoE damage, and Mistralus deals splash damage to 1 to 4 random enemies, then jumbles the board and gains an extra turn and has a very great enchanted wind trait that enchants all allies on extra turns. Right. And on to the Aidania that is restricted by yellow troops this week. So, we're going to go and try this team here first. Stellaryx up top and the new mythic Takshaka, who has the rainbow scales trait that creates a ×3 wildcard when my turn begins. Also, the spell damage is awesome, deals a double damage plus 4 true damage to an enemy and a random enemy, then creates a mix of 20 blue and green gems. Very good troop, I absolutely love this new mythic. Probably is going to be the best mythic of 2024, if you ask me. They really have to put up some massive and very great troops in order to replace this, or Takshaka's first position. Right, let's go and try. Hopefully we match some gems without even pressing buttons, but if we don't, we just build from there. And our Stellaryx is going. And oh, they have a submerge. Well, let's see if we could get one of our snakes going. Well, we got, but they Skullpoke did that. Very great team this. I really love this. But of course, if you don't have many Takshakas or don't have this Stellaryx troop, I built a pretty, let's say, somewhat easily accessible team. We are using Phoenicia. She is a mythic troop, but one of the first mythics that you usually craft. Anyway, Bork up top with a Mechanist class, so Bork gets a 50% start, and we are using Stinky Tinky here in the 4th position. Cheers Rob for that nickname. Think Steam Whistle gives magic plus 1 armor and life to all allies, boost by red gems, then summons 1 to 3 Tinker Down bots. But the real reason for using Tinky here is Flux Capacitor third rate that conjures an Electrostorm when my turn begins. That's a red and yellow storm will really help with the Bork spamming and will make Phoenicia deal that double damage. Phoenicia deals magic plus 1 damage to all enemies, boost by red and burning enemies. And if there is Firestorm, she deals double damage. Right. And if you don't have Wand of Stars, just slap some Exploder over here. Preferably a weapon that explodes red gems or yellow gems. Let's go and try this team. Excuse me. Okay, so we want to get Borky going, and that works as fine. Let's try to connect. Oh wow, that didn't go really well. Do we have any browns or yellows? We don't. Okie dokie, what are we going to do now? I think we are trying to... maybe this would... No? Okay. There is yellows, and now we can get and start spamming the board with Bork. Now deal that heavy AoE damage with Phoenicia, and again spam the board with Bork. Gem Destroyers are a little bit more reliable when it comes to the mana generation than Wand of Stars, but of course if Wand of Stars connects, it's going to be absolutely awesome. Ancient Khet restricted by giant troops again. So, we're not going to play over here, I'm just going to show the team: Rock Troll, Therapy Macaque, Ogress and Lava Troll. 3 mana generators that support the mana generation for your Ruby Macaque, which deals magic plus 2 true damage to all enemies. Then explodes the board a little bit as well. A Titan class to give 50% start to all our giants over here. A pretty good build, I quite like this one. If you don't have Ruby Macaque, then there is this pretty easily accessible Balder team. Osa's Tome up top explodes 4 gems for each blue ally and each elemental ally. And Balder creates 4 skulls boost by blue allies. The Onyx Giant, very good troop, mythic, but if you don't have this, you can slap 3rd Balder over here. Pretty basic stuff really. And then we move on to Geheron, which is restricted by blue troops. And because I love Stellarix and Takshaka, we're going to do one more battle over here. Let's see if we can get our Stellarix going again. And it happened. And somebody said that there is no need to get 3 of these Takshaka troops. Why do they know anything about this game? Right. If you don't have, again, those fancy troops, we could go and try this kind of um, pretty old school team, should I say. We're using Forest Troll up top, that doubles the number of green gems on the board and then creates 3 green gems. Reduces damage from skulls by 33%. And the Tangle trait inflicts entangle when doing skull damage. So he provides some kind of protection for sure with the entangle. Queen Beatrix creates 9 green and 9 brown gems and then deals pretty nice true scatter damage. There are chances to get turn back or half mana back. And of course the Royal Honey trait cleanses all allies when matching extra turns. So the greens go to Beatrix, the browns go to Forest Troll. We have Arboreal Crystal here in the 3rd position that explodes green gems and also tangles the top enemy and conjures a Leaf Storm. And if you lose troops, can summon elemental allies. And we're using Archer Class, 50% start to our hero, and Root Trap, Nature's Aura, those always help. The Maraji Queen gives all elemental allies a 50% start, which means our Forest Troll, the troop type is Elemental and Giant. And also, you could use Maraji Queen as a backup damage dealer. She curses all enemies and then converts all green gems to Doom Skulls. Let's go and try this team. So we want to get our Forest Troll up pretty quickly, so browns or blues will be great. Of course, we take some extra turn if there are any. I don't see any, so we do this. And now our Forest Troll is going. Unfortunately, we don't have the Leaf Storm anymore because Diamantina is over here and summons a Bone Storm at the start of the battle. 9 green gems, this is not a very good idea to try looping, so we just collect mana to our Beatrix first. Let's do that. I think we're going to do this, and now would be a very good time to Beatrix to actually loop. We failed. But we got our turn back. Now we are going to cast our Forest Troll. 11 green gems, not exactly ideal. You would prefer to have at least 12 or more gems when you are doubling up those gems with these trolls. But let's see if we can catch an extra turn. I think we failed. Yes, we did. Oh dear, we're taking massive damage over here. Woo. Let's take this. Now would be very good time to loop. Thank you. Let's keep going. Pretty nasty lineup. There is that Kelpie over there who can actually devour us as well. Okay, let's see if we can get rid of that with some skull pokes. Or actually we could try the old trick that we are going to let them skull poke us. And then we can start the true damage spamming. There. That was pretty shaky battle, let's say that. And then we go towards the Broken Lands, and here is another new restriction for these PvP battles. Broken Lands is restricted by construct troops this week. So we are going to try this kind of team. Geheron up top creates 10 brown gems and then explodes magic plus 1 amount of gems. Stone Skin trait reduces damage from skulls by 50% start, and a Dust Bloom trait conjures a Dust Storm when my turn begins. So pretty much a constant Dust Storm unless they have some way to stun our S0-W13. And then we are using the Empress. Gives a magic plus 1 to all skills on the last ally, and there is 7% chance of an extra turn for each green gem on the board. And the good turret grants a random status effect to a random ally when an ally casts a spell. Then we are using again these Theodorovich troops. Wish gems, they are going to be pretty nice when we have ways to explode the board. So S0-W13 explodes the board, and the Rupee Macaque. When we deal that massive true damage, we can also explode the board with the spell cast. The main idea is to cast Empress, and the Rupee Macaque will get pretty nice buff to the true damage. Let's go and try this team. And By the way, we are using Geomancer class that gives 50% start to all constructs. We want to get our Jernobok going right off the bat, and that format grants that. Now when we explode the board, this wish gem is going to be matched, and hopefully we get mana to our troops. That works very well. Now do we have extra turns? I think we don't, so we cast the Empress. We didn't get extra turn, but that's fine. Let's do a true damage cast over there, and this is a match. If the enemy has a little bit more HP, then you have to do a couple of Ruby Macaque cast, but it's going to be pretty nice blasting overall. If you don't have Ruby Macaque, then I just quickly build this kind of team. We're using the old school finesse approach. Triple finesse with Nimbus Bow and Stormcaller class. Finesse is a Strix construct and deals magic plus 3 damage to an enemy and a random enemy. If the enemy uses yellow mana, he deals double damage. And if there is a storm, he gives 6 mana to all other allies. Gift of Finesse trait gives 4 to all skills on all Strux allies when matching extra turns, and also the Stone Skin trait will help, and Stormy Hatred deals double skull damage versus yellow enemies, although we aren't going to fight against yellow enemies that much. But Finesse is very nice troop. You can just spam this troop and get mana to your other troops, because Stormcaller class has the Storm Soul trait that conjures a light storm when my turn begins. Let's try this team. There are some other construct builds, of course. You could use Gargoyle, for example, but we are going to try this one today. If we just get some yellows on the board. There. No, we are going to cast. There's no yellow troops. Yeah. We're alright. Oh, that was very good. Should mention that Nimbus Bow has the peaceful upgrade that silences the first enemy, and also the enchanting trait is enchanting upgrade is also very nice. It gives enchant to your weapon. So we just palm our finesse over here, get mana to our other finesse troops, and deal that damage on the enemies. There. Samurai restricted by Suncrest troops, and we're not going to do fights over here to keep the video length somewhat okay. So, Harpy Mage starts with 75% mana, explodes some gems, Staff of Storms explodes yellow gems, we're using Sunspear class to create Firestorm at the start of every turn, Snap Freeze, Root Trap, Gift of Fire, Firebringer, all help with Ruby Rat, who deals pretty nasty AoE damage to all enemies, and we're using Hecatzel, who starts empowered and converts blue gems to yellow in case there aren't yellow or red matches on the board. The other team that works pretty okay is like this. Again, Harpy Mage and Nimbus Bow, who I showed you with the Strix team, or the Finesse team, and then we are using Harpy Nightsong that deals magic plus 5 true scatter damage, and if there is a storm, she deals double damage. We're using double of those, and we're using Stormcaller class. You need about 4, 5, 6 cast from this Harpy Nightsong. And moving on to the Maraji Expanse, restricted by Daemon troops this week. The first team I'm going to show you is this Merlith, destroys gems, gains some attack, has the Fire Link. The Scourge of Honor deals AoE true damage to all enemies, the Ruby Macaque deals AoE true damage to all enemies, and then we are using the Possessed King for the third trait. Unstable Position explodes 2 random gems on extra turns. And we're using Sunspear again to create that Firestorm at the every turn. Let's try this one. Very straightforward stuff. You get your Merlith going and then spam the board. Do we have extra turns? We do over here, right? That little explosion helped to get Merlith going, and now our Scourge of Honor is going as well. I suppose we are going to spam the board to get Ruby going as well. Let's do a cast when we get our chance. There, followed by Ruby Macaque cast, and this should be a match. Hey, there! Right? And of course, we have to try the Eldritch Minion and Void Dragon and Bane of Mercy team. So double empowered um, let's say with Dragon team. Eldritch Minion converts all brown gems to purple, and if an enemy is cursed, he gains half of his mana back. The Bane of Mercy converts yellow gems to purple, gives magic +1 attack to the first ally, and then inflicts curse on all enemies. Starts empowered as does Eldritch Minion, so you are trying to connect extra turns with your empowered to feed mana to your Void Dragon, who deals magic +2 damage to all enemies boosted by blue and purple gems on the board, then creates 9 to 13 purple gems. Void Spirit gains 2 magic when matching purple gems. Reduces damage from skulls 30% and spell armor reduces damage from spells by 25%. And in the third position we are using Wand of Stars. If you don't have this, you could use Reflection Good, for example, over here. We're using Orb Weaver class to entangle the top enemy and also create Darkstorm. Although the enemy is using Geheron, who just happened to cancel our Darkstorm, and we are going to use a Darkstorm pretty much for the whole fight. Let's see, there is our extra turn with Eldritch Minion, let's do that. We could then check for these remaining extra turns, and there is a yellow to purple extra turn with Bane, let's do that. And now we just try to loop. Works, worked, and that's a match. Yeah, pretty nice team if you just get your dragon going. And the last region, Southwild, is restricted by red troops this week. So, of course, we have to try Stellaryx and Takshaka one more time. Let's see if we still can get our Stellaryx going without pressing any buttons. Hey, third time is a charm, very nice. And is this a match? I think it is. Yeah, okay. Gotta love those. For the other team, I don't remember what I built. Alright, it's this true damage team. So again, Maraji, the Scourge of Honor, Ruby Macaque, and Mortality's Darkness. If you don't have Ruby Macaque, just slap Wand of Stars over here and you are going to do just fine. Or, yeah, I think that's the best option. Let's try. Get Maraji going. There is the Omen of Nature trait that explodes a green gem at the start of the battle. Very nice trait. Let's do that and we get Maraji going. Explode the board or destroy gems. Do some AoE true damage. Followed by Ruby cast, and Mortality's Darkness can clear the job to us. There. Right. Okay, that's about it. Have a great day, my friend, and let me know in the comments if you have some killer teams for this week. The usual stuff, comment, like, subscribe. Hats off. Peace out.